We're getting more reaction to the passing of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi this morning. Colleagues in the political arena have been paying tribute to the founder of the eNCA Freedom Party and long-serving Prime Minister to the Zulu monarch. Let's bring in ActionSA's President Herman Mashaba for his reaction this morning. Mr. Mashaba, good morning and welcome to eNCA. I see you've already sent your condolences. A big loss not only to South Africa, but the political landscape.
Thank you very much and good morning. Yes, what a morning on a Saturday to wake up to this terrible news of the passing of really one of the giants of our struggle to fight apartheid over really many years. It's really not a loss to the IFP and the Zulu nation. Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, it's a loss to South Africa, but I think he's been really fortunate. God really gave him the wisdom to really guide us to really reach this political stage where we're in right now.
He passes, of course, just a few months. Next year is our next election. And as you just said, he played a critical role in ending the apartheid regime and moving us into the next dispensation. What do you feel about the political climate that he is dying in, that he is passing on in?
Well, I think without any doubt, he's left a really big void. No one can really deny that. And I think for us as South Africans, let us actually really treasure the role that he's played, because unfortunately, all of us, sometime we've got to really pass on. And I think he's left a legacy for us to ensure that we take his legacy forward and really do it with respect and the understanding that we are human beings. We've got to really pass. But I think there's just no doubt whatsoever that South Africans, if not the international community, will ever forget the role that Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi played in the South African political landscape.
In fact, to that end, Herman, what have you personally learned from the political legacy of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi?
I think, for me, actually growing up in South Africa, had a few occasions when I met him before our democratic dispensation and even after. Actually, the last time I've had an encounter with him when he came to Johannesburg when I was the mayor of the city of Johannesburg. Remember, at some stage in 2019 or 18, we closed the M2 freeway. And on the opening of that facility, I invited him, and he graced me with his presence to come and really pay tribute to the men and women of the city of Johannesburg who played a role to identify the key risk that breach was posing to the residents and people of Johannesburg, and really said to me, thank you very much for this role. And that's the last time I had with him, and we really had a great probably an hour of interaction, and that's unfortunately the last time I had personal interaction with him.
Now, William, this morning, a lot of people are placing emphasis on the role that Buthelezi played in unity and the messaging of unity that he was relaying to South Africa. Mr. Mashaba, somebody who plays a critical role in the coalition politics of our country, what do you take from his legacy and the messaging of unity?
I think, fortunate enough, as I said, I had a privilege for 3 years to run a multi-party government in the city of Johannesburg, and IFP was one of the key role players in the government I was leading. And every time I encountered challenges, His Highness, Buthelezi was one of the people I really sought his wisdom because of his political experience and many years in politics, and he's really been supportive. It is for that reason, as I said earlier on, the last time I had an opportunity to engage with him was when we did the reopening of the M2 freeway, where he came specifically to actually, firstly, to really thank our government for the tough decision we took in closing down the freeway to ensure that we can protect the lives of the people and actually recommit his party's role in our multi-party government. And it's something that I personally really embraced and really use his wisdom to really be able to really govern the city of Johannesburg.
Now, Herman, we know that he was deeply rooted in culture, but he was also he was a champion of non-racialism, something that ActionSA also stands for in the current climate of South Africa. Tell us more about this, just his versatility.
Well, absolutely. I think you cannot really be so right because I think he's really one of those South Africans I found personally to really be very accommodative. And unfortunately, some of his adversaries never took him to be that person. But obviously, they've had their own agendas. And I think, fortunate enough, some of us are there to actually judge and actually confirm his commitment not only to the Zulu nation, he's always had the interest in the bigger picture of South Africa. And unfortunately, some people obviously misread him because of their own political agendas. However, his legacy will forever be there. South Africa and the world will never forget the role that Prince Buthelezi really played in our lives to bring this democracy that we are enjoying today.
Now, as you said, we will be celebrating this legacy for decades to come and generations to come. And over the next few days, we will be celebrating the life of Prince Buthelezi. And a significant death like this has an impact on the nation. Mr. Mashaba, what do you hope South Africans will take from this mourning period as we mourn the death of Prince Buthelezi?
I think, for me, firstly, I would really like to really appeal for the unity of the IFP, the party led with distinctions over many years, hold it together. And I really hope that IFP has got a critical role to play going forward in KZN, and we will pray for the unity that Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi is leaving behind, and we really ensure that they keep the Zulu nation together, because when the Zulu nation is united, South Africa will be united.
And of course, just before we let you go, Mr. Mashaba, the elections next year, there's a lot riding for the general South African who supports the IFP, who supports ActionSA. What would the passing of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi be looked at from a voter's perspective from where you're standing?
Actually, from where I'm standing, I'm saying to particularly the Zulu nation and the youth in particular, please come out in your numbers, come and vote for a democratic dispensation that King Buthelezi fought for throughout his life. Honor him by ensuring that you come out in your numbers, make sure that you respect the democracy, because it is only through a democratic process that your lives can really be better. Remember the last 29 years, and that's why I'm specifically referring this to the youth, because the new democratic South Africa failed our youth, and it is our youth come 2024 that can actually bring prosperity and dignity to their lives. And I think it would really be in the honor of Mangosuthu Buthelezi. For you, the youth of KZN and throughout the country, come out in your numbers to ensure that we can enjoy the democracy that people like Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi left behind for you and for future generations.
That was, of course, ActionSA President Herman Mashaba.